Math isn't difficult. Math is fun. I am Nilakanta Banu Prakash and I am the fastest human calculator in the world. And we are exploring infinities. Exploring infinities is here in front of you to give you a mathematics learning experience like never before. With expert trainers from around the country, we are here to make you learn math the right way.
Hi friends, this is Joshi Emmanuel from Exploring Infinities, and yes, I am here to make math more easy and fun filled for you. And I'm glad that we have been learning about arithmetic progressions and we have successfully finished in the last lecture. And I hope that you understood every topic that we have discussed and all the examples we have solved. And I also believe that you have done some questions on your own. As I told you, my secret for success is to practice on my own with my textbook and practice book in my hand. Right? Okay, friends. Today we'll be discussing geometry progression, and we have already touched upon the topic. Should I get you back to that example which we have discussed? Uh, Here it is. Does this remind you of something? It does, right? Yeah, we have discussed. The shaded region is 1/4 of square 1, and the same shaded region is 1/16 of square 2, and the same shaded region is 1 by 64 of the square 3, right? And so on. If I have more squares, I would have shown, but then this is the limit. Cool. This example is what we are familiar with. We have discussed this in the beginning of the chapter progressions. And we have also noticed that it is like 1 by 4, comma, 1 by 4, that is the first term. Like this is the first term into 1 by 4, which is 1 by 16. This is the second term. And we are multiplying the second term again with 1 by 4. That gives us the third term 1 by 64. And what are we trying to do here? Can you notice? We have taken a first term A and we are multiplying the first term with some ratio R. Okay, cool. And what are we doing here? We are multiplying the second term AR with the same ratio again, and this process goes on. Have you noticed it? A is 1 by 4, and that is 1 by 4. AR is 1 by 4 into R, which is 1 by 4 again. And AR into R. AR is what we got as 1 by 16, and this 1 by 16 we are multiplying with R again. Alright, that 1 by 16 we are multiplying with R again. So simplifying this, AR, AR square, and so on. Wow, seems like we have already found the general form of a GP. Yes, you're correct. This is the general form of a GP. Alright, so this is the best practical way that we can understand this. And does it resonate something? You know AP, right? AP is A plus D, A plus 2D, and so on. I told you in the beginning, arithmetic progression has something to do with addition, A plus. And geometric progression has something to do with multiplication, AR square. And there are similarities. Okay, let's try to find some similarities. This is AP, this is GP. Okay, what is the first term? First term. First term is the same in both cases. A here also. Now here we have common difference. Common difference. Common difference is denoted as D. And how do we obtain D? D is equal to AN minus AN minus 1. Right? And there is something here also that is called common ratio. Alright, this is common ratio and it is denoted by small r. Cool. Yeah, this is common ratio. As arithmetic progression has common difference, geometry progression has common ratio. And you know how do you find it? You can find it by dividing a number by its preceding number or dividing a term by its preceding term. Okay, let's try solving some questions to make this more practical. I'm taking a small example 3, 9, 27, 81, and so on. Do you think this is in a GP? Let's see. A GP should have what? What did we discuss? This is the definition of GP, by the way. Please note it down if you can. GP is a series in which successive terms are obtained by multiplying the preceding term by a fixed number. What was in AP? We are adding a fixed number to the preceding term. Here we are multiplying a fixed number to the preceding term. So it was addition, here it is multiplication. And that fixed term, the fixed number is called common ratio. In arithmetic progression, it was common difference D. Here it is common ratio D. How did we find common difference there? an minus an minus 1 by subtracting the preceding term from the from the actual term, like a2 minus a1, a3 minus a2, things like that. And here we are doing the same, but we are dividing. There was subtraction, here it is division. Cool. Let's find out. First term is a is equal to 3. How do we find common ratio? Common ratio is found by the formula an by an minus 1. Let's put n is equal to 2. a2 by a2 minus 1 is equal to a2 by a1, which is a2 is 9, a1 is 3, 3, 3, 3 is 3. Therefore, common ratio is 3. Wow, that seems very simple. And this can be written as 3, 9, 27, 81, and so on can be written like this. Please notice 3 is the first term, 3 into 3 is the second term, 3 into 3 is the third term, 3 into 3 into 3 into 3 is the fourth term, and so on. And let me write it this way. 3 into 3, 3 into 3 square, 3 into 3 cube, and so on. Alright, so here we know 3 is the first term A, and I'm substituting A wherever there is first 3. A into 3, A into 3 square, A into 3 cube, and so on. And let's substitute R in the place of 3. A into R, A into R square, A into R cube, and so on. Wow, we got the general form of a GP again. A, AR, AR square, AR cube, and so on. This seems cool, isn't it? That's true. Let's do some examples. Alright, let's do some examples like example 16. In example 16, they gave A is equal to 3 and R is equal to 2, and they asked us to find a GP. What is the general form of a GP? General form is A, AR, AR square, AR cube, and so on. Let's substitute. First term A is equal to 3. First term is over. Second term A2 is equal to AR is equal to A into R is equal to what is A? 3 into what is R? 2. 3 2s are 6. Second term is R. Third term A3 is equal to AR square is equal to A into R is equal to 3 into 2 into 2 is equal to 3 2s are 6, 6 2s are 12. Fourth term, A4 is equal to AR cube is equal to A into R into R is equal to 3 into 2 into 2 into 2 is equal to 3 2s are 6, 6 2s are 12, 12 2s are 24. Alright, seems like we got a geometry progression. 3 is the first term, 6 is the second term, 12 is the third term, 24 is the fourth term, and so on. Wow, we got a GP. Therefore, what are the basic essentials of a GP? Same as AP. First term, common ratio. If you have first term and common ratio in your hand, you have your GP in your hand. Alright, I hope it is clear. Now, let's do another example. This example is to check if the given progression is geometry progression or not. Okay, let's take this example. This is example 19 in your textbooks. Example 19 is 1 by 64, 1 by 32, 1 by 8, and so on. So this is the progression given. Okay, simply what are the observations? First term a is equal to 1 by 64. Alright. Now if common ratio r is same for first two terms and next two terms, then it is evident that the progression is geometric, right? Okay, let's see. How do we find r? We find r by the formula a n by a n minus 1. Let's put n is 2. A2 by A2 minus 1 is equal to A2 by A1. What is A2? 1 by 32. What is A1? 1 by 64. 32 ones are 32 twos are is equal to 2. Okay. Ratio between first two terms is 2. Now let's solve for the next two terms. Alright. R is equal to an by an minus 1. I am putting n is equal to 3. A3 by a3 minus 1 is 2. What is a3? 1 by 8. 1 by 8. What is a2? 1 by 32. 1 by 32. 8 ones are 8 fours are. It is equal to 4. Oh, for the first two terms the ratio is 2, but for the next two terms the ratio is 4. Therefore, this is not a geometric progression. Clear? A geometric progression must have common ratio same for every successive numbers, every two numbers. But here we got 2 for first two and 4 for next two. So do you think this is a GP? It is not. Therefore, this is not a GP. As simple as it is. Alright, I expect you to do all the examples given under this topic. Now let's go for the last and the only topic remaining in this. That is the nth term of a GP. Alright, there is a good example given in your textbook. Okay, see. I'm taking a vessel here. I'm taking a vessel. And in this vessel there is milk. What is there? There is milk. Can you see the milk? Yeah. There is milk, and in this milk there is some bacteria. Okay, for example, let's say this is the bacteria. This is the bacteria. The dark lines is a bacteria. Alright, what am I saying is in the first hour there were uh, 3 bacteria cells. There were 3 bacteria cells. Alright. And what am I saying is, according to my observation, every hour the number of bacteria cells is tripled. That means increased by 3 times. So, if in first hour there are 3 bacteria cells, in second hour How many bacteria cells are there? 3 times number of bacteria cells, BC, bacteria cells in first hour. Alright. So, number of bacteria cells in first hour are tripled in second hour. That's what I wrote here mathematically. 3 into number of bacteria cells in first hour. That is 3 into how many bacteria cells were there in first hour? We observed 3. 3. That means 9. So, this bacteria was in first hour. But then it tripled like this. Now this is all Azoicum bacteria. Alright. And this is in second hour. It is tripled. Now, third hour. In the third hour, the principle is the same. It becomes 3 times the previous number of bacteria cells. So, 3 times number of bacteria cells in second hour. Alright. In second hour there were 9 cells and in third hour they were tripled. So 3 into number of bacteria cells in second hour is 9. So 9 3s are 27. That means this has tripled. So almost more than half of milk is now filled with bacteria only. Can you see this? Yeah, this is all bacteria. And this is third hour. Alright. This is how it is increasing. And so on. And after entire milk is converted into bacteria in next successive hours. Alright. So here in the first hour there were 3 bacteria cells, and in second hour there were 9 bacteria cells. In the third hour there were 27 bacteria cells, and so on. Okay, what are we trying to observe here? In the first hour there were 3, in the second hour there were increased by 3, in the third hour there were increased by 3 again, and so on. A1 is equal to 3, A2 is equal to 3 square, A3 is equal to 3 cube, and so on. Here we know the first term is A, right? So I'm writing in the form of A. Wherever there is 3, I'm substituting A. Therefore, A1 is equal to A, which is 3. A2 is equal to 3 square. There are 2 3's. I'm writing 1 3 as A, and I'm leaving the next 3 as 3. A3 is equal to, here there are 3 3's. 3 cube. 3 into 3 into 3. I'm writing 1 3 as A, and next 2 3's as 3 square. Alright, and so on. Here you see a connection between the powers. A1 is equal to A power 0. I mean A, sorry. A1 is equal to A. A2 is equal to A into 3 power 1. A3 is equal to A into 3 power 2. Guess A4? A4 will be A into 3 power 3. Guess AN? AN is equal to A into 3 power n minus 1. Yes, that is the connection. You see, A1 can be written as A into, for your easy understanding, 3 power 0. 3 power 0 is 1. So A1 is equal to A into 3 power 0. A2 is equal to A into 3 power 1. A3 is equal to A into 3 power 2. A4 is power 3. An is power n minus 1. As simple as it is. You get it? And for your surprise, what is 3 here? 3 is the common ratio. And you know how you get common ratio? An by An minus 1 is common ratio. What is An? 9. And n minus 1, 3. 9 by 3 is equal to 3. So, common ratio is 3 in this example. And hence we can write R in the place of 3. And writing it freshly for you here. A1 is equal to A into 3 power 0 is equal to A into R power 0 because 3 is R in this example. A2 is equal to A into 3 power 1 implies A into R power 1. A3 is equal to A into 3 power 2 is equal to A into R power 2. That's it. An is equal to A into 3 power n minus 1 is equal to A into R power n minus 1. As simple as it is. Therefore, we have derived the formula for An, which is A into R power n minus 1, or simply written as AR n minus 1. This is what you should remember. Does this resemble An in AP? A plus n minus 1 into D. Here we have to do addition and there is common difference. But here we are doing multiplication and there is common ratio here. Alright, there was common difference, there is common ratio. This is GP and this is AP. By comparison, your understanding will be better. AP, AN is equal to A plus n minus 1 into D. GP, AN is equal to AR power n minus 1. Therefore, your formula to remember is An is equal to AR n minus 1. This is the derivation. By observation, we have understood An in GP is AR n minus 1. Let's solve some examples. Let's take some random values and let's solve 2-3 examples so that we can be perfect about this topic. What is the formula we found? A n is equal to AR n minus 1. And what is the other formula we know? R is equal to AN by AN minus 1. Cool. Let's use these two and do some examples. Okay, there is a GP like this. There is a GP like 2, 10, 50, 250 and so on. For this example, let's find the common ratio first. Alright, first common ratio is equal to AN by AN minus 1 is equal to A2. Let's put n is equal to 2. A2 by A1. A2 is 10. A1 is 2. 2 ones are 2 5s are. Okay, R is 5. Let's check if it's a GP. Let's put n is equal to 3 by n. 3 minus 1 is 2. A3 is 50 by A2 is 10. And it is 5 again. Therefore, the given GP is actually a GP. The given series, the given progression is actually a GP because by verification, common ratio is same between first two terms and next two terms and it will be the same for the rest. And that's how you declare. Alright. And now we are asked to find, in this series we are asked to find A20. Let's try to find. It will be a big number I guess. Let's find A20. An is equal to AR n minus 1. A20 is equal to A. What is A here in this series? 2. 2 into what is R here? R is 5. 5. N minus 1. N is 20 minus 1 is equal to 2 into 5 power 19. And if there are such high powers, you don't necessarily have to solve it. It will take a lot of time to solve. So just keep it 2 into 5 power 19. This is the 20th term. Let's find some nearest term. Let's find the fifth term here, the very next term. Right. A5 is equal to AR 5 minus 1 because AN is equal to ARN minus 1 is the formula. What is A here? 2. 2 into what is R here? We found it to be 5. 5. 5 minus 1 is 4. Okay. 2 into 5 into 5 into 5 into 5. 5 2s are 10 into 5 5s are 25. 25 5s are 125 is equal to 1250. So here is it. 1250 is the next term. Alright. This is as simple as it is. Let's also solve one last example from your textbook and we'll say goodbye to progressions. Alright. Okay. The question goes like this. The question goes like in question 21. There is a GP given. The GP is 2, 2 root 2, 4 and so on. Okay. It is given that this is a GP and we have to find what is the number of the term 128. Okay. So the term given is 128. We need to find the number, that is n. We should find n. Simply, let's get what all we can possibly get from this GP. Alright. What is the first term? 2. What is the common ratio? an by an minus 1. a2 by a2 minus 1. a2 by a1. What is a2? 2 root 2. What is a1? 2. 2 to cancel. Root 2 is your required r. You have a, you have r, you need to find n. Very possible because we have the formula an is equal to ar n minus 1 and here an is given as 128. Substitute 128 is equal to a we know is 2 into r we found is root 2 whole power n minus 1. We need to find n. Alright. 2 64s are making things simple. 64 is equal to root 2 can be written as 1 by 2 or 1 by 2 whole power n minus 1. So 64 can be written as 2 power 6 actually is equal to 2 power, I'm multiplying n minus 1 by 2, n minus 1 by 2. So the base is equal, then the powers should be equal. 6 is equal to n minus 1 by 2. 6 to the 12 is equal to n minus 1. Therefore, n is equal to 13. As simple as it is. Alright, this is how simple geometric progression is. You just need to be good at solving quickly. You just need to be good at multiplications and divisions, and you should be careful with the symbols. That's it. Alright, I wish you good luck. I hope you understood geometric progressions, and I'm very happy that we together have successfully finished the chapter progressions. Clap for ourselves. Yeah, I'm very glad that you were attentively listening to all these lectures, and I'm happy that we together have discussed many things. We have learned many things, and today especially we have learned what is a geometric progression. Its definition being successive terms obtained by multiplying the preceding term by a fixed number. We also learned how the first term and how the common difference is found and how we can verify a GP. We also derived the formula for R, which is an by an minus 1. We also derived the formula for nth term, an is equal to arn minus 1. We also derived it through this example bacteria. Right? I hope these all formulas are now very strongly feeded in your mind and you can apply it everywhere as and when it is applicable. Alright, all the best. Keep watching us on Exploring Infinities, and we are very much excited to come forth with much more explanations, practicals, and examples and activities. Alright, stay tuned. All the best. Keep happy, stay healthy, and bye.
So we come to an end to today's lecture. Thanks a lot for watching this and stay tuned for the upcoming ones. Don't forget to follow @fastesthumancalculator and @exp.infi on Instagram and subscribe to our YouTube channel.